Hello. Hey, y'all. It's me, Delores, the pastor's daughter. Well, right now, it is almost midnight on Wednesday, and I was just up doing some work, doing some pre recorded guided meditations. And I was just thinking about you guys, and it's been a little while since I've gone live. And so I just wanted to come and speak and just kind of let you guys know what's been going on here lately. Do y'all remember when I used to do these like monologues? Like, do y'all remember that? Like when I first got started? I don't even know if y'all knew like I was high at the time. I was high at the time, y'all. So I would do these monologues when I would just be like, in my high thoughts. Like, I swear that's when I used to do my best thinking, okay? But so I've been doing these guided meditations. I've done about like maybe four pre-recorded guided meditations, and I'm just gonna continue doing those and just release them daily so that we can all just be a little more mindful. It's a practice in mindfulness, which is obviously really good for those who are healing and recovering from really any type of trauma. And those who just want to become more mindful and aware of what is going on within their bodies, within their thoughts, and all of that good stuff. Well, so like earlier today, we've been, doing some things in our home, and there was a lady that came by, an inspector that came by to just reappraise our home. And we just got to talking. Of course, as soon as I start talking about what I do, which is I help women to heal from spiritual abuse in toxic relationships so that they can reclaim their voice, their identity, and their self-worth and have fulfilling and healthy relationships. And so we got to talking about that. I showed her my writing space, which is my she shed. Some of you have seen, parts of it. And so I was just showing her, my space, and I told her that I was an author, and of course she was immediately, intrigued, and shared that her son was also a writer. He's a journalist, and so we started talking about that, and I started telling her, I was like, well, I never really thought that I would write about what I write about, which is religious narcissism and spiritual abuse. And of course, like she just like lit up, like, oh my gosh, and that's what always happens, y'all. Like that's what happens every single time I talk to somebody about what I do. They're just like, oh my goodness, which, is like, it's good, but it's also bad at the same time, right? Because, it's good because people are intrigued by the topic, but it's bad because we all have our experiences with spiritual abuse and religious narcissists. And so, so it's like I feel like this sense of community every time I talk about it, but it's also like, dang, like, dang, we really have a community of people who are, survivors, And of course, I gave her my book, I autographed it for her and everything. That's how I do, okay? It's like everybody's go, look, if you talk to me for any length of time, more than likely you're gonna end up getting a book from me one way or another, okay? Child, because it's important to me. And I don't know, I probably have given away as much as I've sold, to be honest with you guys, because what's important to me is that the message gets out and that people feel validated and vindicated, and, that they feel less crazy about their experiences. And the fact of the matter is that there's a lot of people talking about it, but it's not a lot of people talking about it, even if that makes sense, it's like you have to know what you're looking for in order to find a community of survivors, that share your same experiences or similar experiences. So that happened today, and so she started sharing, her experiences and um, her her marriage, her previous marriage, which she feels like she was married to a religious narcissist. And she made this, she was talking about a lot, but it was this one particular statement that she made, this one particular phrase, and she said under glass. Like she lived her life like under glass. And I was just like, oh my God, I wrote it down. Like I wrote it down immediately because I'm like, I cannot forget this, because when she said it, it made so much sense. It's like it resonated with my whole soul, y'all. Like I was like, I understood exactly what she meant. Like for me, being the daughter of a narcissistic pastor, like I feel like I lived under glass, but like when she said it, I just imagined this glass display case, and I was like, I live my life under this glass display case. And it's almost like that's the kind of life you live anyway when you are a PK, when you are a preacher's kid. It's like everybody's looking at you and your life is always on display. But then there's also this other side of it that, is kind of like the abusive side of things, where it's like you're living in glass and it's like you never get a moment of feeling like at peace and feeling comfortable with yourself. You feel like you are always being watched or studied, or you know what I'm saying? Like even with a narcissist, you guys, it's like they're looking at you and studying you, not only so that they mock, your humanity, your characteristics, and faking the compassion that you have and the empathy that you have and the emotions that you have and all of that stuff. But also because it's like they're like filing things away to use against you later, like your insecurities or your shortcomings or, you know, your self-esteem issues or whatever. It's like you live your life under glass. So, like, y'all, I promise you, when she said that to me, I was like, I gotta tell my people. I gotta tell my people, because I'm wondering, is that anybody else's like experience? Can you relate to that at all? Of that feeling of like being under glass. And like, y'all, when I cut my father off, right? You guys know I based my book on our final conversation. But my father called me another time after I cut contact with him. I went no contact. And he left a message on my phone. Of course I didn't. Well, no, I answered it because he called from a different number. He knew that I didn't know the number, so that's why he called from that number to get me to answer. And so I answered the phone, not realizing it was him, but it was like y'all, in that moment, it was like, dang, it's him. But then it was like, I didn't really feel like hanging up on him. It was just like, I'm not giving him any energy at all. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, to hang up on him would be giving him angry energy. But then to like talk to him would be giving him life energy. So I just was silent. Like I was just silent, y'all. And I wrote this in my book because it was like, he can't even make me, he doesn't have the control over me to even make me hang up on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you don't control me to even make me give you angry energy, because a narcissist doesn't care about like if they're getting angry attention or they're getting bad attention or anything like that. They just want it. They just want the supply. But I'm like, I'm not giving him anything. Yeah, he made me answer this call because he called me from a whole other number, trying to trick me, of course, right? But he's not getting any life energy and he's not getting any angry energy from me. He gets nothing. Okay? And that's a lesson for a lot of y'all, that you need to give them nothing. Don't give them angry. Don't give them happy. Don't give them frustrated. Don't give them sad. Don't give them anything. Give them nothing. And in that moment, it was like the nothing energy that I had to give him was just being silent on the phone, and just like make him eventually hang up himself, because he's not, like, yeah, he knows I'm on the phone, but I'm not going to let him hear me breathe. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? He's not going to hear any frustration in my voice. Like, he's not going to hear anything. It's just going to be total silence. Y'all, I pay him dust. Okay? Because that's what he is. My father is a whole dusty. Okay? It's a whole dusty in these streets. You know? And so I'm like, that's exactly what I'm going to pay him, is dust. He gets no energy from me. But y'all, that call where he tricked me to answer the phone, he was like, well, your father, he tried to connect with you, and it's not on me anymore, it's on you. And he was like, all I want to do is show you off. He was like, you're so pretty, and all I want to do is show you off to the world. And I'm just like, y'all, in what world? Okay, first of all, in what world is that like supposed to make me feel loved and appreciated and valued and seen and heard? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're totally missing the point. All you want to do is put me on display. You want me to be in this little display case under glass. You want me to live my life under glass so that you can show me off and make me be what makes you look normal. I made my father look normal. I made him look like he was a good pastor, like he was a good man, like he was a good father. I was the one, because he put me under glass. And then it's like just the simple fact that he was a pastor too, it already added to the whole, like, everybody's looking at me, And like, I can't mess up. I can't, like, step the wrong way. I gotta always be a good PK. You know what I'm saying? I can't be the pastor's daughter where everybody's like, everybody knows about the pastor's daughter, it ain't the wild ones. No, like, that wasn't me. Because I live my life under glass. And y'all, I promise y'all, when she said that, when I tell you that thing resonated in my whole soul, like, I felt my soul tingle, okay? Like, I was like, I had to write it down. I wrote it down so messy too, because like, I was just trying to write it down fast so I didn't forget. But y'all, I promise you, like, this might turn into a whole book, this under glass thing, because it made so much sense as to how life is with a narcissist. And when you are in like in the middle of, or in the depth of, abuse, be it spiritual abuse, be it, financial, physical, emotional, all those things, you feel like they're studying you. And they're not studying you for the intention of knowing you and loving you, because there is this kind of like knowing a person and knowing them to love them. You know what I'm saying? Knowing them to get to know them, to understand them, to you know what I mean? Like, there's that type of knowing, but then there's this knowing that is very dysfunctional, very perverse, very invasive, and confining, Just imagine the confinement you feel, the restriction you feel living your life under glass. You see everything around you as if you can just reach out and touch it, but you can't. You can't just reach out and touch it. Even though you see clearly the world around you, it's off limits to you because you are confined in glass. Y'all, when I tell y'all that thing is deep, honey, it's deep. Like that resonates with my soul so much. And I wonder, if anyone in this community, that I am building, this Kingdom Code community, this community of daughters everywhere that feels the same way. Did you feel like you lived your life under glass, with the narcissist who raised you, or the narcissist that you loved, or, you know, did you feel that way too? And I just wonder that. But I'm going to be bringing back the discernment monologues. I don't get high like I used to. Okay, I still partake now. Okay, don't get it twisted now. I still partaketh, but not nearly like I used to. But I did, at least for that time, I did enjoy like getting high and just talking, and just like expressing my thoughts. And it was like, I didn't even really care at that time if it sounded weird, like, I don't know, from that time to this time, at some point, I started being more aware of like, like how people might perceive me. And maybe it's because I like started getting more followers and more people listening to me. Then I kind of got a little bit of a, nervous about it. So I just kind of recluse from that. But I don't, I don't want to do it like I did it before. I don't need to be I don't need to be high to express my thoughts. But um there was a time that that's exactly what I needed. That was exactly what I needed to do, was just like get high and just come on here and talk to y'all. And it would, like most of the time it wasn't even nobody listening. Like it wasn't even nobody on my live, y'all. I didn't care. I didn't care, and I still don't care really. Like, it's a few of y'all on here now. Hey, y'all. But um, at the time, I really didn't even care. In fact, I was happy that nobody was on there, because I was like, and then, because I can just be a little more free because nobody's on here. And then when I would start seeing the numbers go up when I was on live, I started getting nervous. I bet y'all would never expect that from me, right? Because I'm sure most of the time I probably exude a lot of confidence, but child, mm-mm. I was anything but, I've grown. I've grown a lot. Um, since I started this journey, what, 3 years ago? 3 years ago, I guess. But but life is life is funny, y'all. Life is real funny. And so I'm gonna be releasing these guided meditations. Somebody once told me, I say somebody once told me, it was a few people who told me that they actually like listening to my voice. And so, I thought about, why don't I just do some meditations too? Because, if you feel peace by hearing my voice, if you feel comfort, you know, then it makes sense for us to kind of bring that full circle, and create some mindfulness exercises that, can also kind of put you at ease, put you in that comfortable position, to feel safe to, really just kind of go deep and meditate, you know, and do some mindfulness exercises. So that's what I'm going to be releasing here soon. I suppose it'll start the first of the week, next week. So um I won't start it this week. I'm doing all my pre-recordings right now so that I can just have them all scheduled out and have them kind of run it automatically. Because I also want to do it too. I don't want to be doing the meditations and then like once they air, like I'm doing them and so I don't actually like get the benefit from them. Like I want to pre-record them, and then when they air, I want to do them too with you guys. And so yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. But how are you all doing? I know it's super late. It's rainy. It's kind of nasty outside. It's been a little nasty all day, for real. Been a little dreary. My body is not acting up like it was last week when it rained and the temperature dropped like significantly. So that's a good thing. But I also got my back adjusted the other day. When was it? Monday, I guess. Yeah, Monday. I got my back adjusted. So that helped a lot. My back, he said my hips were twisted and, and I was like out of alignment. Like once when my back gets out of alignment, it's like one side gets higher than the other, and it starts to affect how I walk. I get like where I can't, like I feel like sometimes I'm a fall, and sometimes my hips will pop, when I walk. And that's how it was getting last week. So I had to go in there today. But you know what he told me? Y'all, I did not realize that I hadn't been to the chiropractor since July. That's what he said. He was like, the last time I'd been in was July. So I'm like, now wonder my back was so out of whack. Like, I cannot go that long without getting an adjustment. So I'm going to have to do better about, scheduling out my adjustments so that I don't allow it to get that bad, because it really got bad this last time. And then that Saturday, like Saturday before last, I stayed in a bed the entire day. And I told y'all that already, but I stayed in the bed the entire day and I just slept and slept and slept. I couldn't even believe that I actually slept like that. And I was like in a deep sleep, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Almost like slobbering, okay? Dreaming, okay? Like everything, okay? Yeah, it was serious. But I feel much better now. So thank God for that. But how are you all doing? Are y'all okay? How is your mental health? How are you feeling in your body? How are you feeling in your mind? How's your spirit? How's your spirit doing? Like, people don't really ask that question, right? Like, how's your spirit, honey? Okay, because we're all spirit beings. So how is your spirit doing, child? But that's all I wanted to talk about, really. I'm gonna bring back the discernment monologues because y'all, I am a discerner. Do you hear me? Like, I have the gift of discernment. And it was a time where I was saying, well, I think I have the gift of discernment. No, I know I have the gift of discernment. Like, it's real, you know? And and I have to share that gift, Like, it would be a crime. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a crime not to share that gift, because you know how many people do not use discernment? I mean, yeah, like, of course, I mean, look at the crime rate, you know? Look at what's going on in the world. Look at our political system. Look at, look at the state of our relationships. Yeah, we don't have discernment. We don't use our discernment, y'all. By and large, we don't. And I haven't really seen anyone really talk about discernment and really like teach it. Like, you guys know, I started doing the book review of A Yearn to Discern, which I got to start back doing as well. Um, but I hadn't really like seen anybody really talk about it like that, And I think it's important to really normalize even using the word, and not only using the word, but actually using discernment, So that's my goal. That's my mission. That's my purpose. And, I'm on it. I'm on top of it. Of course, when you guys don't see me, I don't want you to think that I'm not doing anything. I'm really working hard behind the scenes. I'm a one-woman show and I have health issues that, affect how present I can be. And so I'm going to, really pray about it and, do what I need to do to make sure that I am taking good care of my body. I have fibromyalgia and lupus, and, I have, other issues. I've actually been diagnosed with CPTSD, which is complex post traumatic stress disorder, from my childhood trauma and all those things. And sometimes I get depressed, sometimes I get in a mood where I just recluse and I have to just preserve my energy and, build my energy back up and, all of those things. Um, but what I'm, what my goal is now is to be really transparent about that stuff, Like when I'm going through like my flare ups and stuff, I want to like come on here and talk to y'all about it. Like I've just been like keeping that stuff to myself, when I have a flare up, you guys just don't hear from me, I just be like, I just go into like rest mode. But I think that if I'm open about that, then, it'll empower other people. And I think that it'll actually help my own condition to be better. So that's my goal. That's what I'm praying for. Hey, 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 hey. I can't even, this restream doesn't tell me who you are, but I love you back. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. You see how, like, I put your comment on the screen, but it just says Facebook user. So I don't even know who you are. Tell me who you are. Just put your name in the chat. If you don't mind. But yeah, y'all, I'm bringing back the discernment monologues because we need that. Y'all need to like I really need to share with y'all how my thoughts be, okay? Because listen, maybe it's crazy, maybe it's not, maybe you can relate, maybe you can't, I don't know. But I feel like when you share it, it's like you just open up that option for people to just resonate with you or, from people for people to understand you. Hey Kelly. Hey girl. Yes, ma'am. Long time. Long time. It's good to hear from you too. Wow. Oh, Kelly. It's good to hear from you too. Yes, ma'am. What you doing up so late anyway? I'm trying to figure that out myself. Like, what am I doing up so late? But I've been doing some pre-recording, like I said. So I'm getting ready to upload these mindfulness exercises so that I can edit them and then upload them for you guys to enjoy and for me to enjoy. Oh, you sick? Oh, you have a sick baby. Oh, well, I'm sending healing energy and well wishes and peace and calm and some good rest. May little, maybe, may little baby boo get some good rest and healing. Yes, ma'am. I remember those days. My babies are not babies anymore. I have grown men now. My youngest is getting ready to turn 19 and my oldest is 23 now. Can you believe that? Because wasn't I pregnant when wasn't I pregnant when when you saw me when we worked together at JSU? Oh my gosh. Oh, 7 years old. Oh, I think 7 is a good age. That's a good age because they're so responsible, yet they're still like your baby. So they still want hugs and cuddles and all of that stuff. Yeah. Yeah. It's so good to hear from you. Yes, ma'am. But yeah, under glass, y'all. Under glass. Life with a narcissist. And so here is my wish for all of us who can relate to this under glass analogy, is that we break free. We break free from what we perceive is limiting and what has been really limiting. It's been more than a perception for us. It's been our reality, but it's no longer our reality. We have the power to break free of that glass. And as women, we already know, we've heard all about the glass ceiling and all of that stuff. So, I wish for you to experience the freedom of no more glass, no more under glass, no more glass ceiling, no more glass display cases, no more glass anything, honey, okay? Like whatever you are reaching for is within your grasp. There is nothing out of your reach. There is nothing that you can't obtain, that you can't behold, that you can't do. This is the break free channel, honey, okay? And we won't even be limited by glass. So I wish you all a wonderful night. I'm going to let you go and get some rest. And I pray that at least my voice has brought you some comfort, if that's the case. And that you all have a wonderful evening, a good night's rest. I pray for you, Kelly, and the baby, the little person. I can't even say baby, 'cause 7 years old, they think they're grown already. But I pray for your little person that they rest well and that they heal soonest. And I love you all. And remember, you are important to me. I need you to survive. I love you guys. Bye-bye for now.